You know, it helps if I take myself off mute. So, welcome. Welcome, welcome. We are going back to our leveling our inquisitive tonight. So we shouldn't have too many issues here. We are, of course, continuing on what is our hardware test, which is to see if our stream drops or not. But we did hit level 6, so we're going to be looking at starting level 4 quests. Now, there's a couple sets of level 4 quests that we can do, but let's just see if there's any groups already up. Ah, there's one. There's also a 3-Barrel Cove one, but we'll take Freshen, Depths, and Irestone. Depths. Alright. Nice one to start with. I do like doing Depths. Depths is a free-to-play chain. It doesn't give a whole lot of XP, but it's incredibly fast. So it's like, you might as well just hit it, get your quick XP, and get out. And the other stuff at this level is you have the Sharn Syndicate chain, which is good because you get, what is it? Coin Lord's Rep. That's the one. Don't know why I apparently can't think tonight. But yes, so these are nice and quick. There's not a whole lot to them. There's some traps, but they're mostly just go forward, kill things kind of quests. We did pick up Ram's Might because we did get our 4th level in Ranger, so that means we can start spellcasting now. We did get Ram's Might. There's a couple other things that we could use instead as far as spells. Like, there's a couple useful utility things in here. Mostly Jump, and Long Strider is actually useful now. So, Long Strider used to just be a little bit of move speed, but they changed it, so now it's not only a little bit of move speed, but also it means that in water that normally would like slow you down, it doesn't anymore. So I don't think there's any of that in this quest, but just in case. Alright, we're going the forward route. Okay. Wait a second. There's something I forgot to do. When I took 6, I forgot to come here. Right, pop up for me. And turn on my precise shot. Or rather, my urgent focus stance. I roll up precision. Proficiency, racial, ranged, Fortress Focus. So now I do benefit from standing still, whereas I did not before. So we're going to change our playstyle up a little bit at times. Now, not a whole lot, because these quests are pretty quick and nothing in here is durable enough for me to actually build up stacks on. Unless, of course, there's a big group. And this is an R2 group, so we will move forward on R2.
It is oppressively dark here, save for a few flickering torches.
Get all our buffs going.
Light to fight properly.
There we go. So you see we got a couple stacks there, but nothing really significant. Now, as for the types of damage we're doing, our front number is, of course, just, you know, standard damage stuff. But the Bane damage comes from our Feywild weapon, which is somewhat bugged in that it does Bane damage to everything instead of just Fey. And, of course, the last number is our Imbue. The Imbue is not strong yet. Like, very much not strong yet. But one advantage is that because we now have Archer's Focus, we can now stack a little bit more ranged power, which is what it scales with. And as for places that we can stand still and build up stacks, here's an example. Oh, that's a Fear Reaper. Because we have Precise Shot now, we don't need to worry about some of this stuff. We do need to a little bit worry about the casters on the ledges. Oh, Plague Reaper. Where'd you come from? Now, these guys, yeah, there it is. Flame Strike can actually mess you up. Not as bad as at the time when it was bugged, and they, like, buffed the Flame Strike spell, and it was supposed to be buffing the player version, but instead it buffed the mob version and nerfed the player version. So that was rough, just getting one shot by Flame Strikes. Now, you may have noticed that I'm shooting oozes when I probably shouldn't be. Gray oozes don't split, but violet split. And I don't have any source of AoE, so I'm just basically turning one big mob into a bunch of small mobs, which is bad for a variety of reasons. Not the least of which is that, you know, I don't have AoE, but also, because of the way Reaper works, when mobs die, and when mobs spawn, they have a chance to, well, to spawn Reapers. So, doing something that both kills mobs and adds new mobs can very quickly, especially on higher skulls, give you way more Reapers than you want to deal with. Now, it's not that bad. We're in R2. It's low level. But it's something to keep in mind if you're ever running higher level stuff, that sometimes killing Reapers is gonna mess up your day. Or rather, splitting slimes is going to spawn Reapers who might mess up your day. Now, these sorts of water things here are the type of thing I was talking about earlier, where Longstrider would let it so you could walk up there at full speed. So that would be nice, but, you know, only have one spell slot at the moment, and I used it for more damage because I'm playing greedy. You'll see that no one else came down with me. This is something that you'll see a lot of people do, especially if it's a group that all know that the others are experienced. They knew that I could handle that wing on my own. So they were back here at the door that opened when I pulled that lever, or turned that lever, I suppose. So they were ready to go through. So instead of having everyone have to backtrack, only I have to backtrack while they go forward. And this sort of split pushing is how you get a lot of speed when you get experienced groups together. Especially when there are things like it's a T kind of junction, so one side goes one way, one side goes the other way, and you can go like essentially twice as fast or more. Again. Guys. Get out. That's odd. I got the white discovery line on my search, but I didn't see the box. It's alright, I'll do this one. Really? Okay. I'm surprised that I didn't auto-detect, but they can't all be winners. Especially since I now have the better auto-detect than I did before. Because before I was at like a -8, and now I'm at a -4. See? That one auto-detected. The big noise is, of course, neutralization bonus. More experience. And we're going to kite a little bit. Because it is R2, we could actually take some damage here if we just let these guys triple hit us. Fortunately, because we're in Reaper, and we have a bunch of Reaper points, we have a lot of health cushion here to deal with. Like 350 health is ridiculous at this level. As I said, it's not a ton of XP, like we got 1 rank off of it. But, alright, Irestone. I'm down for Irestone. Where does our next point go? We can either... We can either save it and get like crossbow adept and go deeper in here, or we can just get like a little bit more range on our point blank shot and everything, which is what we'll do for now because it's only 2 points for 10 meters, and really it's not worth going into any other trees that much yet until I have at least another like 4 to 8 points. Like, we can go into the assassination tree and pick up 3 more imbue dice. That is one way we can go. We could go essentially 1 point less, 7 points, into Arcane Archer, and that would give us 2 imbue dice instead of 3, but it would also give us magical training, which would be 1 step towards getting charisma to hit instead of int to hit. So that'd be 4 more hit and damage. But we would, of course, lose our trance. So it's actually the same right now, which is interesting.
The gruff voices of the tumble can be heard nearby.
Alright, so how much strength do we have? 23 strength, more than enough. So normally we would be like kiting side to side here because these guys do a strength drain, and the strength drain is a big problem, especially if you're new, because it will make you helpless. It'll bring your strength all the way down to 0. Fortunately, I have way more strength than I should at this level. Now I should probably sidestep still because that's a champ over there and he just hit me for 60 damage with the fire spell. But as long as we're moving sideways, we can dodge the fire rays.
Scar tongue flails in agony, then stops moving altogether.
Right. And since no one's... Wait, can we grab these yet? No, can't use them yet. Normally I would go the other way, but the rest of the party is going the other way. So I am going this way. Now the reason I took that 60 damage is that I got greedy. And by greedy I mean I wanted to stack up my Archer's Focus stacks for more damage, but I got punished because they just threw a spell at me and hit me for a bunch of damage. So instead I will now be playing a little bit smarter and not standing still for very long. I moved slightly late, so I took another 30, but that's nothing we can absorb. Doing this, doing this. Get 2 kegs. I'm gonna go back to the other camp, get the other kegs over there. And then I'll make the hike to the ship. and fight this patrol on the way. This place is lousy with patrols. They're everywhere.
You have found 6 powder kegs. Use them to trap Yar-Yar's schooner while he's
There are
ashore.
5 crewmates left to rescue. They're either not talking to them or they are behind where I thought they would be. Now, the other trick here that will end up with you encumbered and helpless is that these kegs of gunpowder that we're picking up for the quest are actually relatively heavy. So even if you have okay strength, if you get strength drained down to pretty low, you can still be burdened, though not helpless. Like, you're not going to be helpless unless you get down to 0 strength, but you can get burdened, which will slow down your movement and everything, especially if you're a ranged character and trying to kite or a caster or things of that nature. Unfortunately, you cannot get more kegs, like you can't as a party pick up 9 and have someone do it. So because someone else has the other 3, I'm just going to start clearing backwards towards them because we're missing a lot of crewmates. Like, a lot of crewmates. So, we are going to go free some extra crewmates that have been, well, not freed. Which is fine, because I already dropped off my kegs. And I'll let other people handle Yar-Yar while we go up there and free some dudes. Oh, Fear Reaper.
Yar-Yar's schooner has been transformed into a floating farmhouse. Hear a bellowing voice not far away. Probably Yar-Yar.
My shield wand wearing off just as the Famine Reaper comes at me is a bad thing. This is fine now. We'll make it work. Yep, there we go. Got lots of stacks. Who's still? Oh, it's Yar-Yar. The rest of the party might be confused because I pulled him away from his standard spawning point. But this is fine.
And he died, effectively calling his own bluff.
Wait, they cleared this but didn't talk to the dude?
You have saved 8 crewmates from the Banshee.
Alright. And that does it for this one. Not the cleanest, even given the split, but we'll take it. This one actually does give a big chunk of XP. See, 9k. And yeah, it takes a little bit longer than some other quests, but we're fine with that. So that's apparently all of his 4s, which means as a group we might head into 5s, which is fine. There's so many quests that give a ton of XP in like the 5 and 6 range. Yeah, I'm down for Feywild. Feywild is just a great chain. It has really good loot for the level. It has pretty good XP. It's not too hard. But yeah. We of course need to run through the wilderness to get there first. Grab some free XP for talking to this dude here.
Figure in the distance. The hag gives a surprised laugh, then scuttles off.
Alright. Yeah, I can't spend any more points until levels 9 and 10, so that's all we're going to have for our Reaper points for the moment. And yeah. So essentially what's going to happen is once we have enough points, we're going to drop 12 here in order to put 7 here. So and it will actually even out that we have enough charisma more than int that losing the trance at this level, I get the same amount of damage, but those points will be more useful overall because it'll be 7 into just getting the hit and damage, but it will also, in order to get into that, I need to get magical training, which means I need to put 4 points into Arcane Archer, which is fine because those are prerequisite points to the extra imbue dice in tier 2 and 3. So I'll show that here in a second. So if we want to look at that, so these 12 points, instead, so we could go 8 points in Assassin for 3 imbue dice. But we could in Arcane Archer, so we're going to have 2 points here. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to get magical training. And that's going to be 7, 8 for 2 imbue dice. And then 7 here, that's 15 points. As you see, I don't have enough to do that swap yet, because we have 12 points here, we have 1 point here. That is 13, which is 2 less than that split. So I don't know exactly when it's going to be worth it, but within the next level or 2, it should become worth it to swap over. Let's see, let's take a quick look at our gear. So as I said, Feywild's got good gear. We're wearing a whole lot of Feywild pieces. So we've got Battle-worn Metal, which is not Feywild, but it's just nice. We have some heroism on it. Cloak of Winter, Diaper Belt, very good defensive pieces. This ring could be replaced with something. It's not very good. It's just sitting here giving me Mythic. We have Blur. We have Region. The Insightful Sheltering doesn't help because we already have Insightful here. This one, we have Reaper, MRR, we have Dodge, and we have Speed. Now, we have Speed here because of when we were melee, that actually helps. This doesn't actually help our attack speed because the Quiver of Alacrity gives us ranged attack speed. And of course, very important, we have Ethereal here, so we can hit Wraiths and stuff. And we have True Seeing here, so we can see stuff that has Blur, etc. Actually, when do I get True Seeing? Is it at 12 or is this at... Yes, alright. So we don't have True Seeing from our stuff here. And this could of course be a different set of armor. We're just, because this has spell power stuff on it, it gives us physical sheltering and, AC and stuff. And of course, blindness immunity, and master's gift. Alright, and we're starting. So we have picked up an extra, which is good.
Awake from your unexpected slumber. At first, things seem as before. You're still at Winwood Hall, and Melody is still standing beside the bed. Then you realize that Lord Arden is missing, and so are the flower and the loot you need for the ritual. Melody begins speaking in a familiar voice.
Fortunately, with other people taking aggro, I can build up stacks. He can kite in circles, and I can nuke things.
Be a good adventurer and die to monsters in the
Which is always handy.
Well, I go make sure Lord Arden never, ever wakes up.
There we go, nice 170 crit double shot.
Cackles as she teleports away.
Of course, we now have the advantage that we have a warlock friend here with
Then you notice that things seem
Chain Blast,
different.
which means he gets AoE.
You are trapped inside a dream. You approach a shadowy form that appears to be Lord Arden, reading a note.
So they went left, I will go right, because I am confident that I can handle it.
Notice your presence.
I'll move sideways because these guys do actually do Scorching Ray. Or Searing Ray? I forget if it's Scorching or Searing. Suffice to say, they got rays.
Troll and drops of its blood splash into the river as the battle progresses. The bits grow rapidly into new.
And now we get Monster Manual experience. Because Monster Man. Oh, ow. Forgot that these guys actually have a decent amount of move speed.
Magical talking bears, no doubt. This is the
Yeah, there we go. So, Monster Manuals have a couple goals. One of which is killing a large numbers of things, and another of which is killing a variety of things. And because the wise bear, the sneaky bear, and the angry bear, or whatever it is, well, those are three distinct types of bears.
You notice a pillar of magical energy streaming from a distant portal. Perhaps that contains the secret.
Oh. The guy's like, I don't think I got that one. Like, this is the one, like...
You approach the portal glow, but a pixie flutters into your path.
She said to make sure you didn't make it to it. I won't let you get near
Okay.
him. I won't let him wake up.
The pixie snaps.
You won't get past my friends and me. So long as they are alive.
Alright, everyone is in.
Devotion will sustain me eternally.
A portal opens as the pixie collapses. In his last moments, he says,
You haven't won yet. You still need the truth.
Yeah, it's like, he was trying to check if the guy is in, but you know,
"Find yourself in a
we could see him on the map and moving, so.
Yet that appears
No
to
big
be Lord
deal.
Arden's resting place ahead. Between you and Lord Arden stands Cadence the Hag.
Now we need to do these in order,
She must have been
and
disguised as Melody the
laugh
apothecary
as the DM voice
Cadence prepares for battle.
Thrice damned
just
adventurer.
can't keep up, and we'll keep talking like until we're in the next quest.
You can't trust the pixie to do a hag's work.
Cadence finishes her conjuration. Slimes emanating a frigid mist suddenly appear nearby.
You killed my sister, so I'll have to make do with these vile cauldron leftovers. I wouldn't go anywhere near them personally now. Be a dear and die for goodness
Weakened and battered, Cadence tries to surrender.
Alright. That's enough. You'll
Now,
make
technically,
what
we
I
could
have.
take level 7 here, but it doesn't help us that much because we don't have any extra points.
You've reluctantly decided to allow Cadence to live.
So we're just
In
going to hold it
exchange
because I don't want to
for Lord
bother.
Arden's true name. You lay out the ingredients for the ritual and repeat the steps.
And I'm just going to ignore all the random crap in the wilderness.
First, lay the loot. Then, grind up the flower's roots. Last,
The question
burn
is,
along
can I
with Lord
make the social
Arden's
checks
true
in
name.
make-believe? I
You
think
play
I
a
can.
brief melody on Hearsom's lute. You mash the flower's
I'll just
roots
turn on
into a
skill
pulp
mastery
with little efforts.
preemptively.
You set a small
Make-believe,
blaze,
R2. In we
then
go.
drop the crushed roots and Lord Arden's true name into it, completing the ritual. As the smoke rises, Lord Arden's eyes open. He springs out of the bed. Lord Arden thanks you for awakening him from this
Bluff
curse.
check.
He urges you to speak with him back at Winwood Hall in the waking world. A motley group of redcaps guards
Double
the
bluff.
gate ahead.
Very nice.
It's strange that a noble of the summer court would retain those violent, unpredictable creatures as servants. A curious tree stands
This is me
here
being
by
confident that
itself.
everyone will catch up.
A
There's enough
single
running back and forth
brilliantly
here that
red apple
I'm not going to like
flies
leave
from
people
its
behind.
branches. With a quiver of excitement, the tree drops the
What
apple
can I
at
do
your
for you,
feet.
Outlander?
The
My
sprawling
part in this
courtyard
story
seems
is done.
deserted. A lone tower
Time to
looms ahead.
rest.
Lord Xavier will likely
Alright.
be found inside.
We will trust him
Lily has
to
requested that you
handle
find her
riddle
a
lock.
son. A frivolous request, it seems.
And we'll
Yet,
go over here
in the
because we
faith,
know that we can make the
small
social check.
promises may have strange consequences. A gnome cowers at the back of this smithy, surrounded by menacing redcaps. Your instincts tell you he won't have long to live unless you intervene.
Alright. There we go. Now we just need to wait for the quest thing to update. There we go.
The tower is friend asks. None a true friend may enter.
I see the wings and I'm thinking it's like, oh right, I should get my footprints.
As you reach for the door,
Because I have them, but I
a
do
torrent
not
of
have them
snowflakes
equipped.
envelops you. Yet you aren't harmed. You don't even feel cold. A peculiar dog guards this door, all by itself, or so it seems.
Oh, that's right. He has no holds barred already.
Ladron guards wearing the garb of the summer court await you in this room. One of them holds up a hand to hail you. Strangers, I would parley
There we go.
before we come to blows. You may step forward in safety to speak.
Hooray for diplomacy and invisible crossbows.
They will let you pass.
And we don't need to worry about getting enough kills, because with the blink dogs being 5 and the set of red caps before the end, it's 10 even if you do... Oh, double reaper? Wasn't expecting that, but we handled it. It worked out pretty well.
More red caps. These look like they have fresh blood on their weapons. Most of these Ladron appear to be victims of the red caps. Whoever has the best
There's really no point to me building up stacks here, because the talking here is going to take way longer.
A regal Eladrin silently awaits your approach. He appears to be alone.
Yes, you fool, I'm still here. But your precious Grey Moss is dead, trusting idiot. Who told you the Prince of Frost wanted you dead? Me? Who said these Outlander dolts were his tools? Yeah, me. But it was you who was supposed to die willingly on their blades. as a distraction while I
Streambot's just now popping up in chat. Thank you, Streambot. Or Streamloots. Stream Elements bot.
The hag's form splits into several
Alright, see if we can kill these before we die. One.
The
Alright.
hag dies.
And with a late joiner, we're just gonna have to wait for them to zone in.
The Viscount rises to his feet and blurts.
Who was that? What's going on? I demand an explanation!
But yes, it is very nice when playing an Artificer that at level 4 you can get No Holds Barred, as opposed to... Or sorry, they get Endless Fusillade, which is the same as No Holds Barred. It's the same ability, just with different names. Whereas I will have to wait until level 12, which is going to be a bit annoying. But yes. So we can use this time to go over our builds some more. So really, we can take 2 points out of here if we want to for the other stuff. So we need 7 points here. If we just want to use these 12 points elsewhere, 7 points here and 4 here is 11 points. So that is a win. And what do we lose there? Well, we lose enchant. Yeah, we lose enchantment on the weapon. So not a lot. And we gain 1 point back. And 1 point back is good enough, especially because it puts us close to the to being able to unlock Arcane Archer and View dice.
The party here is in full swing, and Cascading Springs Cottage is clearly the worse for wear for it. A harried housemaid waits on the raucous satyrs.
These guys are pretty durable. Pretty durable. It's alright though. Hey. That's good.
It's surprising to find a large, well-stocked library in a house near an endless park. It's even more surprising to find a sphinx sitting in the middle of it.
Alright.
The librarian tells
We took care of the
that
Fear
you could
Reaper.
end the
He can
party
handle the
if
rest.
You could somehow make it so that Cascading Springs Cottage was no longer Cascading Springs Cottage. Then Lord Arden's deal with the satyrs would no longer apply. A satyr calls to you as you enter the
Grab
courtyard.
seeds.
Hello there. Welcome to our levels. This will be a fun and drink well. Make yourself at home and don't forget to pour one out for our dear host, the Lord Arden.
Alright.
May his
Magic
slumbers
seeds.
be peaceful.
A staple of
The
any
large
sort of
collection
fantasy.
potted plants suggests that this room is the conservatory. A note next to the sack of seeds.
Now we just need to find the key,
Slakeweed.
which can be in like
Keep
any of
away
these
from
rooms.
sunlight and damp soil. You drop a few of the magic seeds on the ground. Huge weeds burst from the earth, and the thirsty plants quickly drain the moisture from the surrounding soil.
That is Double Reaper. Fortunately, we are far enough away from the Fear Reaper that it's not putting stacks on us. You can either be right next to them, or pretty far away and you won't get stacks. But they will try to move to like a middle distance. Alright. We got a few stacks and now we're moving. Because I don't want to face tank all the cats, especially because they trip. There we go.
This large key is labeled
We have the seeds, we have the key.
Someone was trying to
Now we
hide
just
it.
need to do the other stuff in the library. Oh, someone already handled that.
Water gushes up from the ground in one corner of the room, forming a large pool. This must be the cascading spring named after.
Alright.
This
powder
large
keg.
is marked powder
Put it
in
in
large
seeds.
letters. In even larger letters below are the words "Keep away from open flame." Towering weeds.
Because people had
bring
already
up
come
the
this way,
instant
it is
you pass
faster to
the
go this
magic
way.
seeds on the ground. The twisting brambles suck up every drop of water nearby, leaving cascading springs
Alright,
dry
and we're
as a
good to
bone.
go for the last fight. Hi. Would you like some explosives?
The careless satyr swings his torch too close to the powder keg, which explodes in a shower of sparks. Partygoers turn to talk at the spectacle. It's a simple task in this design. Circles are still distracting.
And this is what I meant by good XP. That was 15,000 in, what, like 6 minutes?
Sign with the sign
4
from
minutes.
the library. Seething with anger, the master of the revels reluctantly agrees to leave. A deal's a deal, it's true.
Alright. I will take it.
But nothing in the deal says we can't rip you to shreds on our way out.
The revels have finally ended, and not in a way the satyrs expected.
Yes. So, we were already wearing a set, but this set has Mythic 3. So, that is 2 more PRR and MRR, which is significant. Like, trying to squeeze out a little bit more of everything is kind of what we do.
You enter the grove the villager told you about and spot a small encampment in the distance.
Well
Hi.
met, travelers.
A hearty voice calls as you approach.
Are you here to
I keep
help
wanting
us
to
slay the
charge
great
my rune
beast?
arm. I did a lot of lives a while back with a 2 arty splash, so even as inquisitive, somehow, while dual wielding crossbows, you can still have a rune arm on one of your arms. So, I don't know how that works, but it does.
It sits menacingly.
The knight whispers to you.
Talk to me about a plan.
To your surprise, spindly legs rise from the dirt, and the windmill lurches forward. The windmill seems undaunted by your weapons. Creatures spring up around you, rushing to defend the windmill. The
No,
strange
stop,
gemstone
stop.
seems to be protecting this creature from spells and weapons. The gemstone cracks, and the windmill shudders.
And everyone here is just like, and yes, we shall take it to the next spawn point.
Another gemstone
It's fine.
and the windmill shakes violently.
So, while you cannot kill the summoned lion, you can, like, do things like trip it. And you can also body block it. Nope, it was still too far away. despite our best efforts.
A creature sporting an unusual gemstone.
There we go.
Gemstone
Ooh,
cracks
creeper
once
coin.
more. The windmill rumbles deeply, then falls still. The magic that brought it to life seems to have...
Very nice.
I wish you had trusted me.
The old knight says.
Still, you came to my aid in the end. You've earned a
I don't know which way we're
reward.
going next,
She
though,
continues.
because there are
But
a couple different routes you
speak
can
with
take
me
here.
if you'd like to help
Some
me
people like to go like
further.
tree thorn right, and some like to go frost.
I fear the culprits
Right, there we
are
go.
still nearby.
The call was made in party chat that we're headed to
It's
snow.
not clear whether this structure was meant to be a shelter, a temple.
Which means after snow we're going to recall, or at least I am going to recall, and take 7. Because we have 3 quests up here. We have Quid Pro Quo,
In the distance,
and
short
we've got
the temperature plummets
the others.
in snow.
I always forget the names of the quests.
Whatever
But
caused this
beyond this,
change in the
those
climate
3 should be enough for 2-ish ranks. Let's get our music playing again. And yes, so that should get us close to capping. You can go over cap by essentially 1 full level.
Our hair's eyes
So
fine
you have the 1 level
down to the Baron
that
and
you can
Baroness
take,
Vitus,
and then another
one
one,
of the many
and it will
holders
stop you
of the
2 experience short
Frost.
of being able to take 2 levels at once. Yeah, Frosty Reception.
You have arrived at Bitterspine Palace. Home.
There's only so much splitting you can do on this one. Like, you can do a decent amount,
Proceed with caution.
but there's also a couple places where like you need to gather the party.
The Prince of Frost's cold reputation is known throughout the Feywild. The Prince of Frost stands before a throne overlooking
We're gonna
the
take the
crowded
lower path
the Baroness beside
because the upper path is closer.
the third
So,
there
or-
stands empty. The air
I don't know if
chills,
he has a fixed
the
route
archmage points a
or
finger
if he prefers sticking together
Serve me with your presence, Outlander.
if I may.
over splitting. Because I prefer splitting, but he's repeatedly gone the same way as me, so it seems like he prefers staying together. Which, they're both valid ways of doing things. And I guess it's also a matter of preference and a matter of comfort. So, I'm pretty sure that the cleric in the party here is very new because he's been wanting drops that are like green random generated loot. So if our group leader here is like trying to introduce him to stuff and things of that nature, then obviously he's not gonna be like just running off to the side of things and abandoning the new guy, which would explain why he doesn't want to split.
Downstairs, wine cellar, you notice a bizarre painting depicting the Wintertide Ballroom. To your surprise, you're able to step through it.
We don't teleport back down because, as I mentioned,
You hear a bell
this
chime
upper
in the
level,
ballroom as you pull
or
the
upper
step.
lever rather, is close to the balcony. Oh, did split to talk to the dude though. And now comes the gathering. Alright. Oh, we left behind the new guy. Ready to go. I shall go retrieve him. Yeah, he is complaining that the map is useless because, well, the map doesn't tell you if people are upstairs or downstairs, which can be confusing.
You step out into the snowy garden. A peculiar patch of grass grows in the center. Along with a flower, emanates a magic.
DD? Who has DD at this level? I mean, I guess if someone had a scroll and enough UMD to use it.
And instantly regrows in the soil. The newly sprouted flower glows blindingly for a moment, and, unexpectedly, a shockwave rocks the palace. To your surprise, the ballroom is now covered in twisting vines and familiar flowers.
I thought I eradicated those flowers a millennia ago. Now they're
Sorry.
everywhere.
It's like I tried to open the door directly. You can't open that door directly.
We will fix this.
And another good thing about Feywild is that all these blights are plants. And there aren't that many plants in the game, which means you usually get a decent amount of XP just from the monster manual here as well.
It's a snowdrift, the resident social butterfly of the Prince of Frost's court. The snowdrift tells you that Lord Beryl was last seen slinking off to the kitchen in search of a fresh bottle of wine. Then he shoos you out this crowd of adoring nobles. The Countess does not tell you anything of note about the other party guests. However, she seems quite scandalized by your lack of knowledge.
We can, of
about
course,
Chef
split
Dartine's
here
famous
while they
Roman
talk to the
god.
dude in the basement. We can head forward to Dame Allegra. Of course, they're going to catch up with me because, well, I don't have good AoE damage, and this is a relatively large pack. Oh, look, a Plague Reaper.
The door refuses to budge. There must be something blocking it from the other side. You need to find another way out of the garden. A group of palace guards stand at attention in front of the Prince of Frost's quarters. You'll have to defeat them in order to enter. An Eladrin noble
looks like we're
stands
hitting
at
the
base of
optional.
stairs that lead to the Prince of Frost's quarters. This must be Dame Allegra, the mysterious newcomer you're looking for. Dame Allegra saw a hooded stranger plant the frost.
I didn't know if that was one that you could do either or. Looks like that one you have to pull the lever on the side, you can't just search it.
Search for clues about the culprit. A frost giant snores on the floor of this chamber. Clearly, you didn't think anyone would dare to intrude in the Prince of Frost's private quarters. Something hidden inside. The spout on this fountain turns like a door handle. A secret passage slides.
I think we have lost our newcomer again.
Hidden away in this room stands a sculpture of a woman. Its plaque reads,
Oh, he couldn't jump out.
In ice, you survived. The Prince of Frost had hidden a journal inside a sphere of ice. The journal details memories of his long-lost love, who died thousands of years ago. As you drop the journal, the frost giant bursts into the room, along with a squad of red.
Let me in! Let me in!
The frost giant collapses onto the floor with a heavy thud. Dame Allegra stands in the center of the garden. She lets out a low chuckle.
How did you like my little prank? It was good fun, riling up that gloomy prince.
Now we get to
Always
build up stacks.
entertains my master here some.
Rows of blossoming vines are sprung up around you. When you get close,
That's a lot of Reapers.
forms before your eyes. Recognize a new night caused such trouble for the gatekeepers back in Storm Region.
Happy to see me, dearie. It'll be for the last time.
Oh good. Someone did have a way to heal him.
Taunting for one day. off.
With a mad cackle, she vanishes.
Boing. Unfortunately, I do not have jump to cast on him. He didn't have enough jump to get up the ice stairs, so he was kind of stuck in here until we came back for the
Mass
boss.
of flowers and vines crumbles into ash. Yet it leaves behind one last frosted cerise flower. You pluck the
Nocturne ring.
frosted
I am
cerise
currently
flower
wearing
from the
one, I
snow.
believe.
This time,
Yep. Doesn't have a Reaper
food
bonus
stays
on it.
in the palm of
Nope.
your hand,
We're going to pass
instead of
that
crumpling away into nothing.
to the new guy.
Return to the Baroness to tell her what happened.
Because unlike
Though
at
the
Cap,
prince himself would never
there's
do
really
it,
no
the
reason
Baroness
to
tells you
keep a bunch of
it is in your
extra
debt
stuff if it doesn't have
to
Reaper or
the
Mythic.
scheme. And now that you have the frosted
Because, well,
cerise, your
why?
goals
It doesn't do me almost any good. Like, at Cap, yeah, you kind of want food. But at the same time, it's like, eh.
The Prince of Frost glowers down at you.
Yes? Why have you come here?
Now this is one where splitting is amazing.
chuckles, but his eyes
How many
remain
bolts do I have?
as they bore down at you.
You come asking for
Tons.
favors when you impose on me by your very presence? Not many would dare to overstep so cavalierly. But as I feel numb with tedium, I will allow you to perform the 3 tasks I have set for you. Only then will I consider your request.
The Prince of Frost waves his hand, and a trail
Alright.
of portals open nearby.
Go.
I'm gonna head this way because I don't trust other people to do it.
Each second you stand here is a second of my patience being siphoned away.
You find yourself inside the base held by the rebel bandits. The Prince of Frost wants you to retrieve a wine chalice that they stole. The
See,
bandits
watch me like mess it up
need to
immediately
patrol
because I
the
said that.
sentries to wake everyone up. It may be possible to sneak past the sentries and through the sleeping bandits without needing to fight.
Okay. Where's the dude? Dude's all the way over there. Enjoyment. So we're just gonna wait for the dude to pass. Break some stuff because we have nothing else to do while we wait for the guy to pass. Not far enough away yet. Now, theoretically, you could like tab target these through the walls, but there are so many breakables that I've found it to not be super reliable. And it doesn't take that much longer to open walls. Or to open walls, to open doors. Oh, there we go. Goodbye, bubbles.
This is the missing wine chalice that the Prince of Frost requested. The werewolf sentry stops, sniffs carefully, then looks directly at you and howls. Now the sounds of the bandits' awakening can be heard throughout the cavern.
It's like,
You'll have to
and
fight
we're
your way
gone.
through.
Don't care anymore. Alright, and since no one went amphitheater, we'll go amphitheater.
You've arrived at Rhyme's Refrain, one of the Prince of Frost's favorite venues. He demands that you remove the griffins that seem to have made their home inside the amphitheater. A number of griffins are perched throughout the amphitheater. They look at you apprehensively, but make no move to attack.
Spot, roll the 2.
Skillfully
Still successful.
tend to the griffins' wounds. In time, the griffins will be able to return to their usual lairs. The amphitheater can now return to regular use. That takes care of one favor for the Prince of Frost. Now that you've done these 3 favors for the Prince
All
of
right.
Frost, perhaps he'll return 1. The tramp of approaching boots echoes through the amphitheater. Then a vicious voice calls out.
The ones who bring me the matriarch's head gets an extra share of gold!
See, when you can
The
split that,
hunters have caught up to the injured matriarch.
very nice.
But she is in no condition to fly. The bandit leader calls out. I've
You're going to be
conjured a barrier
very
at the
close to
exit
cap.
And put a dimensional anchor in place. Now find the intruders and kill them. To once again even the scales, the Prince of Frost agrees to lend you his powers in regions.
Actually, no, it's not even going to be that close.
You can now proceed with the final
This quest
part
doesn't
of
give
the
near
game
24,000 XP.
for the Codex pages.
Snow drifts into the open gateway of the abandoned lodge. You spot Hirsam, the Prince of Satyrs, through the gate.
We meet again, Bear. I see you're still here, carrying out your duties.
You know that I am bound to this place, Prince. It was your command.
You don't seem very enthusiastic. As it happens,
Hooray!
I'm
You get
about
blessed.
to have a very important meeting here, and I don't wish to be disturbed. I'll need some
So,
guards.
I think I'm going to head
Reliable guards, not a grumpy
left,
old
because left has
flea bag
traps.
like yourself. Let's see. Yes, that should do
But
it.
then again, we have 2 other artificers. They can also do traps.
I wouldn't want to interrupt your busy schedule.
The bear looks up at you. He's known you were there all along.
You might as well come in.
He
Alright,
grumbles
he went
as
left, so
opens
I
the
will
gate.
go this
The
way.
bear agrees to help you find the Baron, but first you must bring him 3 items.
Fear Reaper. See? More Monster Manual XP. Big chunks of it. Which actually will put me closer to capping. We want to kill the nymphs first, because the nymphs can put a really nasty dot. And it hurts a lot. So we want to avoid that. And yeah, we want to kill the satyrs, of course. But they're not as high priority as the nymphs. And our tiny, tiny bit of regenerative healing. Which, you know, is okay. It's better than not having it.
The gnome baker tells you that he doesn't have any owlbear butter. A gingerbread golem that he created has run off with his entire supply, along with a collection of delectable custard-filled cakes.
Sugar and butter and flour too.
The portal flickers to life, and a dark figure steps through.
There you are, Archfey. I have come as
Alright, we took care of the nymph. That was the important part.
Pick up a cave to make someone new.
Unfortunately, the golem won't finish his little circuit here unless you get close to him.
Naturally. No, it took some doing.
There we go.
The mortals gave my hands a bit of trouble, but once I was concealed by the enchantment, I was able to make off with the mages and leave those druids
Ooh.
none the wiser.
Some people in the party are getting wrecked. I don't know exactly by what. But I mean, my guess
Now,
would be like a multi-reaper spawn.
there are 2 sides to this deal. And how can I be sure that you'll
Let's see,
deliver what you've
gloves
promised?
would be this way.
All that's left of the gingerbread golem is
Or
a
should I go
huge
towards
pile of
Skyoak?
crumbs. Amid his remains, you find a large pot of owlbear butter.
I'll go towards
much. You wish to transform the entire Feywild.
Oh, I wish to
I'll go towards
restore
trap bonus.
Feywild. Return it
Oh,
to
it's
what it was
messed up.
before the Eladrin littered it.
That can happen. That's supposed to give us full trap bonus, but it doesn't because of the temporary traps that the golem does.
By the pure hand of nature.
Nature, yes. You needn't worry of that. I have found a place that civilization has never touched. A place where
Sky Oak.
nature is unbounded. All you need do is open the door. Nature will flow forth
There we go.
like a flood.
I couldn't tell which side people were on. Oh, it didn't give me feather falling. That's not great. Right, everything is dead and it's just the puzzle? Okay. Oops, that was wrong. As he goes to check my work before he pulls the last one. Which, you know, I'd do it too.
A blob of sky oak sap seeps into the massive tree. You pick up the sticky sap. What could the bear possibly want with this?
You keep talking about this door, well and good. But what I need is the key.
The key is my secret for now. You'll receive it when the time is right. We will arrange one more meeting.
Note, you can still navigate using the mini-map during this
With the branch
transition.
out of the way, a strong current of air blows up from deep inside the tree.
Yet, as you seem impatient, so I have brought a gift. Corrupted unicorns. A breed found nowhere in this place. You'll find they make effective servants.
a little bit of spot healing. Love to see it.
But no worries. I'll find a use for them, I'm sure.
Remember, Archfey, you're not the only one who can do me this service. Yet if you fulfill your will,
Inside the bear's mouth,
Got him.
and a labyrinth, a black unicorn
Oh, and I did cap.
and a voice sounds in your mind. You have
It was
tempered with
18 or
one of
19,000 from the quest.
Mine
I
you
forgot this
master
quest gives that much
the
XP.
best you
Plus, with a couple thousand we got from monster manuals,
Baron
we are a cap.
Winterstein says he knows
So we are
the
definitely going to go take 7 now.
Here, Sam. You should deliver the news to Winwood Hall. You can use that information to plan your next move.
Alright, they are riding, so they're going tree next. Which means I will be a little late, but not that late. We are doing Ranger next. Right? We're doing Rogue, Ranger, Ranger, Rogue, Ranger, Ranger. Oh, that's right. So level 7 is Rogue. Okay, so we want disable device. We want open lock. We want search and spot our skills for Ranger, so we don't actually care. Do we care about UMD? We have enough UMD. So we'll just take bluff and diplomacy. Alright, we're going to reset Harper Agent. We're going to come here. Need to close it and reopen it to get it to accept that. We will take this and that. Alright, we have 5 points left, which means we can come here and here for 2 more imbue dice. And we have 1 more point left, which means we can actually take this out and make it 2 more points left if we wanted. but we won't. We're going to switch this over to mechanic, put that 1 point in, call it good. Alright, so I am going to be late to the tree. And a little bit of exploration XP gets us able to take level 8, should we want it. We probably don't want it, because after we do this, I'm thinking probably 3-Barrel Cove. And 3-Barrel Cove should get us enough. Oh, come on now. Oh, these groups must have spawned while there were more people in the wilderness. It's like, this shouldn't have slowed me down this much. It's like, oh, the groups are like 5 instead of like 2. That'll do it. Oh well. Getting a little bit of random XP out of it, I suppose.
As the last orb in the northwest tunnel shatters. With the final orb in the northern root tunnels destroyed, crackling sounds can be heard from the barrier. With the orbs gone, the second barrier
So we should be doing twice as much damage with the law part, which is nice.
as several blights form.
The random champs that are just like, hi, take 40 damage, take 40 damage, take 40 damage, take 50 damage. And I'm strafing too, but they're still hitting me. That's rough.
Corrupting magic pours from the corridor.
Now the shambling mound, we also can't stand still on, because he will cast Splinter Bolt, and Splinter Bolt hits ridiculously hard. Oh, Stone Guard. Fortunately, at cap, Stone Guard will not be a problem, because I will have blunted arrows, but for now, it is, because I don't.
With a single magic word, the Fomorian snaps the barrier back into place. However, you notice the barrier. Here goes the blight.
All right.
Snarl. Back, vermin. You're not.
I was hoping I'd get like a Cloak of Winter or something, because this guy who's trying to gear, for someone who's just trying to gear up now, it's just a really good all-around item.
I was so close. So close. The Fomorian is dead, and the ritual ended. All that's left is to tell the pixies it's safe to return to the blessed tree.
Deep voice booms through the cavern. Turn back, stranger. Weak reeds are not welcome in my workshop.
There we go. Someone with some AoE softening them up a bit. It makes it way easier to pick off the stragglers. Ah, arachnids. My +9 to hit and damage against spiders from my racial tree is finally coming into effect again. It's been a little while.
leaps from the tree. Sensing your surprise, she motions for you to speak with her.
Alright, are we all in? Nope, you're waiting on one more. Alright. Just waiting on someone to start us up. Is it gonna be me? I guess it's gonna be me.
Dryad calls for the test to begin. The creatures instantly spring to the attack.
The thing is, I'd better be bringing damage to the party because I'm not bringing any utility right now. Okay, well, I bring trapping, but there aren't any traps in this quest, so I'd better be bringing damage because I'm not bringing, like, heals, I'm not bringing buffs. I just need to kill things. Okay. Got guys standing, like, inside my hitbox, which is not great when you're ranged, because that means you can hit literally nothing. Okay, touch fire beetle, needs to die. Nearly all the fire beetles need to die because they hit stupidly hard. As you saw with like the non-champs throwing hands for like 40-50 damage on me earlier.
A gnarled woodwort carefully picks through a pile of brambles, plucking out the largest and sharpest thorns. Surely this is the Thornright. The Thornright explains that he crafted a magic needle for Hirsum.
Moving along.
That now contains Hirsum's immortality. The Prince of Satyrs then took that needle to some place called the Treasure Grove.
Pixies have built a village among the boughs of this towering tree.
That's a lot of damage.
The creatures split effortlessly from house to house. Fortunately for you, the branches form a ramp for the village's earthbound visitors.
This is fine. Alright. The question is, are we going to do it the smart way, or are we going to run around like crazy? I think we have enough damage that we can probably pull off the run around like crazy without it being too annoying for everyone.
Have you come for the hag? Asks the master of the hunt.
But I will start out by looking for the thing.
You think you don't need my help? The master of the hunt laughs.
Let other people hunt the hag. I will hunt the note. And kill whatever I come across in the way, including the hag if she's, you know, around.
I will try to avoid the huntsman. That doesn't mean, though, they're invincible. Where would the sport be in that? Muses the master of the hunt. Each of my huntsmen bound to the hunt. But when you remove their banner, you free them of their service. What they do with their freedom is your problem. The master of the hunt chuckles. If you like, defeat wild beasts out there to gather more lost banners, then use them to corral the hag towards me. In this
Away.
way, She will find true death in my hand.
Oh, where did I put it? Where did it go?
Beatrice mutters, rubbing her hands.
Where's the last one?
Oh, Cadence will have my
Gotcha.
head.
Okay.
And Hirson will turn us into worms.
Just gonna take out some red caps along the way.
The air near
Ah, here we go.
tingles with magic.
Found the
It
thing.
seems to be coming from up above. If you got to
Now
higher
where's the
ground,
hag?
you could look for the source of this disturbance.
Where could she have gone? Did they pull her? See, this is actually the water I was talking about earlier where it slows you down. That long strider will prevent it from happening since they updated the spell. Ah, they did pull her over here. Excellent. And I guess I'll kill the crayfish on me and then we'll turn around and grab her.
You don't remember touch me! Not you, and not the wild hunt! Stop nipping at my heels!
The master of the hunt calls you in the distance. It seems you didn't need my help.
I didn't realize you could pull her and be up on that slope. That's interesting.
For your proper reward.
Oh well. While they were doing that, we were working together in that I found the note. So it all works out quite well. How did I do charisma damage? Well, when in doubt, we blame Colors of the Queen. It's like, what happened? It's like something random. Now the question is, what are we hitting next? Because there are two ways to do this. One of them is kind of the cheat way, but it's not really cheating per se. Hello, Cozy Bee, and I see that you have you've ended a little early tonight, but you've managed to actually raid me while I am playing the game. So welcome, Cozy and raiders.
The swamp stands a curious hinge. Though you search for some sort of legible inscription,
I am not raiding you right now. We are not going to cross raid at the moment. I mean, I could. But no, I haven't even been up that long. So yes, welcome everyone. Yes to us cross-dressing. Uh-huh. Is this like a French dressing? But what if... Alright, so here's a question. If the outfit were someone like Astolfo, who is canonically male but does not look male, is that still cross-dressing?
or it bears the chest containing wisdom's magic meat.
No, I am not offering that. This is a hypothetical question. Don't get too excited. There are giants attacking people. You should probably kill those. Now, I mean, I'm no Robin Williams. I don't think I can pull off the full Mrs. Doubtfire. But No, I don't actually have a good follow-up to that. There is no real but. I don't think I can. I don't have... Like, I didn't come through clearly? Like an audio problem, or just I was not clear enough? Oh, okay. No, I said I don't think I can pull off the full Mrs. Doubtfire. Not convincingly. Plus, I don't have, like, a gay brother with a full amount of drag stuff around, including full-on prosthetic masks. So, it's a little bit harder. Oh. Astolfo? Astolfo is a character from Fate's Day Night who appears to be female but is not. So the question was, if the outfit makes you look female, but the character is not, is it still cross-dressing?
You have a good feeling about this chest.
This is one of the spawn points for the good chest. Not quite like Speed of Sound Sonic, no.
As you open the chest, a unicorn.
Like, a little bit, he's just, we'll say, a little bit androgynous as opposed to feminine. French braid my hair. I have French braided my hair before. It has been a long time. Mostly because I am bad at it, and my hair is curly and does not want to behave. Fishtail? I definitely can't do a fishtail braid. Now, if I wanted to go with the dead mom haircut, I could get the old side plate. Let's see. No. And now we go, oh, and we suddenly have red dungeon alert.
Sweeps down from the sky and plucks the needle out. Just as you
Oh,
reach for
well,
it,
2
with
times
a
is better than no
voice,
times.
The tiny dragon-like creature darts away with its prize.
Oh. And our new cleric has died. Where? Oh, way back there. I don't know why he went that direction, but it is time to be Soulstone Retrieval. It's actually a guild on Cannith called Soulstone Retrieval Incorporated. If I learned anything from Ghostbusters growing up, it's to at least very much not cross the streams. Later. And I hope that I do have a good stream. Looks like there's 2 of us on this retrieval mission. That's carnage. And now I got a bunch of dudes on me. This is fine. Lazy? I thought you were cozy. Are you sure it's... That's what you want? Gonna be lazy bean? Get him? Okay, I think we got everything. So yeah, when you come in here, this is actually not really randomized. It's not like any of these chests can be the right one. There is a fixed set of chests that are all wrong, and then there are 4 spawn points for the right one. One of them is under that mushroom, one of them is over the lip here and down, hanging off of that tree. And one of them is hanging off of this tree. And there is a 4th one that is not in eyesight, so I can't really point to that one. But those are the only 4 spots that can have the correct chest, and only one of them will ever spawn at once. So there is really no point to wandering around checking all of the chests. The chests that are there every time are always wrong. There are only a few chests that can even ever be right, and they will either be correct or they will be not there at all. And there's a couple different routes you can take to get there. One of them is coming through this log. Another one is turning right as soon as you come in and hugging the side and going around that way. I've seen people do both routes. I prefer the left route. I've seen a lot of High Reaper routes where people will prefer the rightmost route. I'm not entirely sure why. We're going to finish out, not run out, because, well, if you run out of this quest, it puts you into the wilderness like you just entered from the hut in Beyond. If you recall out, it brings you here. If you teleport out, you get placed, well, right near immortality lessons, which is why one of the paths to run this is you skip past that one we just did, Needle in a Face Stack. You hit Lost Locket first, and then you go back for Needle, run out instead of recalling, and it puts you like right outside Immortality Lessons to finish out the saga. Not a lot of people run it that way, but yeah, that is a way to do it, which is technically more efficient. Alright, normally we would head left first, but because we are delivering a soul stone to a shrine, we're going to go this way first.
A strange noise, distorted by the water, comes from further down the corridor. It sounds like growling.
Sea lions have way too much health. They're so much healthier than everything else. And getting multi-dotted by the Soul of Cruelty is not great.
Preventing you from exploring deeper into the caves.
But fortunately we had enough health to live through it. And we get our 1 healing. The most OP gloves around.
Light fills this chamber and glints off of something mounted to the back wall. The first lever is pulled, and a deep rumble travels through the water.
There we go. We got it. We got the lever. We're not dead yet. We will probably need to use the shrine. Or someone will throw us a heal. Either way. But we must press on. Oh, never mind. I mean, look, we got a heal there. That's plus 1 health that we didn't have before. And seeing as last night I finished a Saltmarsh quest with literally 1 health, full 1 HP in a dream, Sometimes 1 health is all you need. Now, normally I would try to kite more than that, but 1, I was being greedy, and 2, it sucks to try to kite underwater. Right, we are down 1, because Nimin went to actually, like, level, because he capped. So we're going to chill here for a bit while we wait for him to get in.
An exceptionally large and powerful kelpie as it charges.
Alright, we pulled apparently. This is fine. What's not fine is that somehow I was behind an invisible wall. But what is fine is that this quest won't end until we get close to the chest. I'm trying to think what level I can start using res scrolls. It's gotta be soon. It's like, wait, why are there 2 stones? It's like, I bet it's someone's pet. Oh, is this a level 5? It is a level 5. I don't care about a little bit of bravery bonus. Honestly, the XP penalty is going to be more waiting for him to get here than it is going to be actual losing XP from him being in here. We're just gonna deliver this guy back. Because we're waiting for the guy to zone in anyway. Might as well res this guy so he actually gets loot. So he said he's close-ish, so we shouldn't be here for too long waiting for him. So most of the stuff in this tree doesn't work for us. For example, this is specifically an archery attack as opposed to a ranged attack, so it doesn't work with crossbows. This imbues arrows, not bolts, so unfortunately we can't use that. So we're just going to be here for the I already have one. Like, if it were a Reaper Crown of Snow, you know, the dream, but no. No? Alright. We double recall and we head to immortality lessons. He's already started. But we won't fall too far behind because there is that long part in the beginning where they're just talking. How are we on inventory? 52 slots. Lots of space. Send me to the harbor. Basically, the only thing that's slowing us down at the moment is going to be load screens. Because we had that load screen, then another here, then another to the wilderness, then yet another. Feywild landscape, yes. And then another into immortality lessons. In we go.
You arrive at Hirsum's stronghold after a long, long climb up the ice staircase. The Prince of Satyrs is near the entrance, playing a melody, while his servant Hermia flits nearby.
Alright. They can go that way. I will go this way. This is probably a bad idea. The reason it's probably a bad idea is that I don't have good AoE.
A satyr and a small band of musicians stand in the crumbling amphitheater.
And pack sizes in here are reasonably large.
As you step into the amphitheater, a portcullis slams shut behind you. Hirsum's voice drifts into your ear.
Plus, you know, I don't have any healing. So every time I take, like, you know, just 10 damage here, 10 damage there, it does add up.
Best them, and you will be given the gift of
Grab the
my
fiddle.
song. Use it wisely.
And we'll just drop this onto our bar here. Because it's way easier than trying to dig it out of the inventory every time.
Standing by playing the fiddle has revealed another section of this wing. Hirsum's voice booms into your ears.
So, you've mastered the Fayish fiddles match. Good. If you dream of finding the watchword,
I'm waiting for the Reaper to teleport to me.
you'll need
But it looks like it's just gonna choose not to. Okay. I'm fine with it. The first time I was in here, I totally missed that I could break open this wall. I thought I was just stuck like I'd done something wrong. Ooh. That one hurt. Alright. So there are two things to break open here. One is the floor, one is the wall. Oh, and I moved too soon. It's fine. We don't need the floor broken until later. Also, I can play a little bit more aggressive now because more people have joined. In fact, all the people have joined. We're going to try to get the bonus XP here. Because the door pops up. So we get like 1,000 for just coming in here, and another 1,000 for talking to the dude. So we might as well.
Scar regards your presence in the grove with obvious disdain. But she tells you about the deals she made with Hirsum. That she and her herd
And
roam
yes.
free in the remade Feywild, pillaging and ruling the land Hirsum grants them as they see fit.
Now, there are a couple ways to do this. I actually found a new way, and by found a new way, I mean I watched someone else do it relatively recently on the run back, and it was like, oh, cool. I didn't know you could do that. I had always jumped down, but you actually don't need to. You can go like straight across, because there's a door that was locked, but isn't from the other side. So we're going to let them take aggro so we can bust these open.
A gargoyle perches on a high ledge inside this room. Stretches out The gargoyle flinches at your blow.
Alright.
A chunk of
Are people gonna
stone
whip out their
falls
fiddles?
shatters as even more of his stone body chips off. One more strong
Gotta
blast.
finish him with music. Alright. And after you pull the lever down there, which has someone done? No, no one is done. I thought someone had jumped down to do it.
The red signal
Yeah,
crystal
so
on the wall lights
you
up.
can break open the floor there and go somewhere else. I don't know how to get to where I want to go from there, so I take the backtrack route, as do pretty much everyone else I've seen. So I don't know if there's an optional that way or if it's just something. So you can actually jump down and walk back through, or you can take this route around the top. Pull the lever to get through. See? He knows the way. I'm just the dummy who didn't.
A
And our
solitary
stuff wears
gargoyle
off.
statue rests in this chamber. Now that you have collected both watchwords,
Now there is something that we're not going to bother to do here.
barrier disappears.
Like,
Behind
this group doesn't spawn until you walk up the stairs. So if you are having difficulty, or you're running on high difficulty, and you don't think you're going to have the spell points to do it,
what is left to do.
you can jump up here and come around, and that pack won't spawn, and you won't have to fight them. So, not something you'll normally need to do, especially if you're in a group and you're not at high difficulties. But just one of those tricks that might come in handy someday.
You find yourself on a balcony above the stronghold's main entrance.
I think he tried to heal me and missed. That's unfortunate.
And learn
Mostly for me.
This door has been sealed with a magic
Wild
incantation. Only the
melody.
two watchwords can unlock it,
Say,
which hearsay
wild
is hidden in the
melody.
stronghold.
You have to actually put it in say. It doesn't work in party chat.
You step out onto the roof of Duskfall Overlord.
Alright, and now we take the traditional ranged approach
Preparations are in order.
Fearsome says,
You've made it this far.
of spreading ourselves out among the alcoves.
I have just one tiny lesson left. All you see before you is an illusion.
I don't know how common it is for everyone to spread out amongst the alcoves. There's often a lot of grouping up right there. I like to spread out to get more potential angles of attack.
two familiar figures shimmer into view. Illusory versions of Lord Arden and the Prince of Frost.
These two boars, your ally, stand in my way.
Meanwhile, at least one person has decided to brave
Friends of yours,
the terrors of being down at the bottom.
Then Lord Arden's illusion springs into motion.
As everyone else is like, welcome, we are now in a shooting gallery. We can get full stacks, we can do whatever we want. Stuff spawns for half a second. He comes up, gets hit twice. I'm gonna tank it. I don't care. Oh, he's targeting me again. Again. Don't care. 20 damage.
Shattering in a spray of ice and
It's R2. And I'm a rogue. I don't actually know what the save is on that. I have evasion and decent reflex save, so it's entirely possible that there isn't a save on that.
I hadn't imagined you'd be so ruthless. I wonder how your little
Any Reapers? Because this is technically a different place, so sometimes you'll finish that fight, and you'll get moved over here, and there'll be a couple Reapers just hanging around, hey, I heard you just want to fight.
have earned your audience.
Did you want another one? No. What are you doing, Reapers? Why are you here?
Fearsome with the magic needle that holds his immortality. Resigned and outsmarted, the Prince of
Alright,
Sages
so,
exchanges the codex pages. He
So
stole
that thing I said about maybe not taking 8 because I do Three Barrel Cove,
a
we
cold,
are
commanding voice peals out.
only 1.5 ranks away from cap.
We had a deal, Fearsome.
So
very sure.
we might
Replies
just
Fearsome.
take 8.
A bargain's a bargain.
I mean, yeah, it means we don't get much XP if/when we head to Three Barrel Cove, but on the other hand, we're pretty close anyway.
To these mortal adventurers. They have such short lifespans, after all. It would be no trouble to bring them through when they died. A century
Return to the
or
hut.
3 should do it.
I think I'm gonna hit Fire Caves. Because Fire Caves should cap. Probably. Okay. Let's see if the rest of the party's up for it. Alright, at least one other dude had already done it. Barovia Slayers? Really? Heroic Barovia Slayers. That's... Alright. Looks like... at least... Hello, Sir Smash! How are you doing? How have things been? I know I've been, not so active streaming for a while. He said he was out, so we're going to remove him. You know what, I'll just post party for Three Barrel Cove. There will be an XP penalty because I'll be level 8, but Three Barrel Cove is good enough XP that running one level over is still good. Alright, so everyone was either taking a break. Things have been TRing. Yeah, that'll happen. I've actually been on Inquisitives the last couple lives. I actually did a kind of a weirder build, which is kind of funny because it ended up... Hello, Aviator. I actually saw Strimton posted a YouTube video like earlier today of a build that was like similar to what I ran a couple lives back, which was a melee lock with the new imbues. Now there are some pointed differences, like I went single weapon fighting, he went 2 weapon fighting, and he took his way more seriously than I took mine. I called mine, you know, Eldritch Knight, but worse, and it worked better than expected. But I've been on the Inquisitive train, like doing essentially a bunch of different classes as Inquisitive. So, I mean, it could be worse. If you'd gotten a couple more levels, it might have been a legendary fail. But no, I got that you were going for tiring. I got you. I'll just have to be sure to acknowledge you better in the future. But yes, there's
Brimstone. Vile fumes sting your eyes.
Yeah, things have been going all right. The Inquisitives have been pretty strong at cap. I was actually Dark Apostate Inquisitive last life, which worked pretty well. I was originally planning on doing it with scaling with spell power with the Dark Apostate imbue, but once I did a little bit of math, I found out that the problem with that is that their imbue is a d6, and the Inquisitive imbue is a d10. So I would need pi times more spell power than I would need ranged power, and I just couldn't do it with evil spell power. Like with the elemental spell powers, there's more filigree support, so it's more doable, but not with evil. So I ended up just going ranged power and staying with the Inquisitive imbue. So that was an interesting find. I also did the math on a d8 spell power imbue, because that's like what Eldritch Knight gets. And theirs is, I think, if I remember correctly, a little bit over 2 times, like 2.3, 2.4 times, which is, you know, totally doable, especially if it's like lightning, where there are filigree sets that's like, hi, would you like 50 extra lightning power? Yes? Okay then. So those are way easier. So the reason I'm doing this life, which is a rogue and ranger life, immediately after that one, is that, well, my filigree were set up for ranged power. And I didn't want to use a bunch of unsocketing and resocketing to go for a spell power one. So we went with rogue. I'm still not sure what the next one will be. Might be paladin. I might actually do druid just for the hell of it, because I theory crafted out builds for, I think, every class except monk. Because unfortunately for monk, you cannot have crossbows on and be centered. There is no way to be centered with them. Like, there's the inquisitive thing that you can have your crossbows be divine weapons, like favored weapons. So that works fine for like cleric and favored soul and paladin and all that. But you can't be centered. So no monk. And in that same vein, no sacred fist. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Life can be trying. But I hope that if you're at least serious about the first part before the pun, I hope that whatever is making your life a wreck gets better. Because that sucks. I was told at work today that the project I'm working on, we have too many people working on it for the amount of work they need done. So I'm not going to be there anymore. And by there, I mean on the project. Because my employer doesn't tend to just axe people. They tend to move them around internally. Because, like, when they decide they don't want to do something, there's always something else they want done. So the bad news is I have to change projects. The good news is, unlike some places, having to change projects doesn't mean fired. So, silver lining and all that. Hopefully you similarly have at least some silver linings of that sort. We take out that, we kill some more methods, we take out him, and we get the giant blob of XP that is Fire Caves.
The stones echo his words, then are still.
Is there anything in particular that's been messing you up?
Rise from the cave entrance before you.
Ah. So, your silver lining is... Your wreck is more serious than mine, then. You didn't just get an internal move. That sucks. I've been there before. Take me to the fire caves.
Heat and steam rise from the cave entrance before you.
Where before the caves were barely hot, now they are sweltering.
Yeah, oddly enough, I got to experience the interesting situation, and this was a while back, this was like 2 or 3 jobs ago, where the company I was in sold off a division. And as part of the sale and like the contract, essentially they couldn't keep any of the employees. Because obviously, like, if you sell I work in a tech division, so if you sell like a tech division but then you keep all of like the employees that you want out of it, then obviously the people who bought it aren't gonna get all that much because no one will know how to do anything. So as part of the sale, it's like, as part of the contract, it's like, okay, we sold the division. You are guaranteed to have a job at the other company for now. But you are literally part of the sale. You don't have to take that job, but you can't stay here. So, effectively, I was sold as part of the company. I was one of the assets that was purchased in this transaction between companies. So, that's always fun. And I don't know if many people think about it that way, but I did, just based on how that whole contract worked out, that it's just like, yeah, you are literally part of the sale. We are buying and selling you as a person. Fun times, corporate America. Fun times. I mean, I understand it. I see the reasoning behind it, and it makes sense, but it's still weird as hell. Now, do not make the mistake I have made before, which is, I just figured, we're going to the end and whatnot, and, need to pull the levers and stuff. So, I have before, I have run past the first elemental to pull the lever, and then just gone on with the dungeon, not realizing killing the first elemental is needed for quest completion. Right. Relationship stuff is also complex. Unfortunately, I don't really have a lot of good experience there to speak to. Like, I have a variety of things, not to do. I've learned a lot of things not to do. And I've gotten way better than I used to be. But overall, that's not necessarily an area of expertise for me. But yeah, so... I hope you get through it alright. And that, if not, then... Well, you can just get on DDO and you can murder things. Because sometimes murder is the solution. Not generally in real life, although given that you're ex-military... I think your life has had murder be the solution more than most. It's not something that my profession has required of me. And of course, I will not ask you if it was ever required of you, because that's a dick move that people pull. Yeah. But yes. In-game murders only, please. For everyone. Everyone in chat, remember. Murder is cool in video games. And only in video games.
Heat and steam rise from the cave entrance before you.
Alright, so we are almost capped, so we're going to take 8. Which, of course, puts us over level for here, but the remaining quests here are good enough that it's worth it. And then we can just skip straight to Dread if we feel like. Wait, that's airship access. I didn't want airship access. I actually wanted to head back to the harbor. But it's okay. We'll refresh our buffs while we're here. Send me to the harbor. And we're going to take another level of Ranger. We will take our last level of Ranger at 9, and then it's going to be all Rogue the rest of the way. Ranger. Charisma. We will encourage, of course, take search and spot. We'll take swim and heal and jump. Actually, are we? I think we have all the jump we need. So we'll put the other points into concentration, I guess. Not that we're going to need a lot of concentration. Oh, what did we want? Construct. Yes, favorite enemy construct. Constructs suck to fight. So, what kinds of builds have you been running lately, though? We have 4 points. I think we're going to get 2 imbue dice with them. Alright. Okay, we are clear quest selection. We're gonna have 5 to 8, 3 Barrel Cove, update party. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're gonna update our thing. And we're off. So our music has decided to stop itself again. There we go. Now this one can be a little annoying. Actually, all quests can be a little annoying with the what? With the lack of AoE. But we'll be fine. I'm going to drop to 1 skull because we're feeling lazy.
The cacophony of wailing and moaning becomes clearer as you enter the
But yeah,
cave.
this quest is not that bad if you know your way around. It is a good one to have a group for because you can split. Like, someone could be waiting at the door, ready to go through once I get through with this whole swim to open it. Which means, you know, it saves us all the time of the swim back. But sometimes you don't have a group, so you gotta just solo it up. And it's a little slower, and it's a little, you know, less fun when you're not playing with people. Ah, yes. Well, essentially, because I wanted to do these imbue inquisitive builds and see how they were going to do at cap, and I have, I think, 2 epic lives left before I have all of the epic lives. Like, I'm going to be on nukers for the foreseeable future for the racial TR train. So I figure I can do another, like, 3 ranged lives for a bit before I go to full nuker during the racial train. And yeah, it is a little bit rough as ranged. Of course, I've been ranged for like 3 lives now, so I have started to forget a little bit of just how easy it is to walk into a room and drop Holy Smite and have everything fall over. But at least at cap and all, I can hit no holds barred and just melt things. So that's nice, at least. Although the other way of melting things was also nice. One of the builds I did just before doing all these inquisitive builds was doing a ruin lock. So it's just like, what am I going to do? I'm going to build an absolute ton of crit damage, and then I'm going to like delete Despair Reapers in one hit. It was pretty nice. Not range. Yeah, melee gets some good AoE early on. Like, if you're going two-handed fighting, just swinging a big thing around and cleaving, that works. And also, most of them get some sort of cleaves in their enhancement trees as well, even if you're, like, single weapon fighting. Can I hit him from here? I can. Nice. You know, I have still never played Tempest. Like, I just don't play melee that much in general. Like, I've heard some good things, but it seems two-weapon fighting just seems a little rough to start off with before you get some of the extra stuff. Ooh, gem chest. Ah, yes. I mean, I suppose that's the other thing. If I wanted to keep going to cap, I do have a ton of inquisitive lives that I have not done. Or not inquisitive, iconic.
A slight breeze emerges from
Like, I haven't done iconics. But the thing is, I probably want racials more than I want iconics.
A ship's mast rises up from a chasm in the cave floor.
Because actually this life will be my third drow life. And I have what? I think I have 8 racial points, so 6 total trios. Yeah. The thing is, I'd need to think of which classes I would want my iconic lives on. Because I already have, you know, your basic class completionist. Oddly enough, if I wanted to keep doing a bunch of ranged stuff, Ranger would definitely be one, because Ranger's past life is 2 range damage. So, getting 2 more Ranger levels to go along with that would be 4 damage at level 1, which is a lot. Also, if I were going to do, like, melee lives, going Aasimar Scourge for the double strike stance would be, like, nice. Let's see. One of the new archetypes gets sneak damage and stuff. Another one of the new archetypes gets, I think, fire spell power. I think, right? Acolyte of the Skin gives, I think it's fire and 1 other spell power. So, that's nice. Morning Lord's stance is what? Light spell power or positive? I've done 1 iconic life. Like, ever.
Levers appear on opposite sides of the room, adorned with bullseyes. As the lever flips back, the floor opens.
We're just gonna skip those dudes. Or Radiant Servant, yeah.
The door before you opens as if you were.
Yeah, I've done a lot of light-based casters.
The supposed urban
Come on.
legend speaks
Come on
to
out.
It's about time someone found me. The legend of Two-Toed Tobias was not just an urban myth.
And that
although
is
it
why we took
doubtful
8.
that anyone will believe your tale of
Although we
victory.
weren't overcapped by that much.
The Weeping Cove is rumored to be a resting place of Two-Toed Tobias, an ancient three-barrel legend.
Ah, he's in 7s. Honestly, I could join that group and it would probably be better than me doing these. But we're chilling. We just got the rest of Three Barrel Cove to finish up, which should get us safely to 9.
Extends deep into
And
the rock.
at 9, there's a whole bunch of 7s to do. Like a whole bunch. Especially with Dread having come out.
The sound of dripping water surrounds you, and a faint musk odor hangs in the air.
Oh, one. So what we haven't done, as we took the extra ranger level, is we haven't prepped any more spells.
Something glistens. Far
Like, we haven't taken jump, and we haven't taken, like, cure wounds or anything.
you glimpse a glimmer of light ahead of the
That's Plague Reaper. Where is it? There it is.
This huge echoing vault.
Yeah,
is one
there's
Garl the Grey and his men. More
I
precise
usually
than the
end up in something similar, where I tend to do Dread. So I tend to go through here. I do Three Barrel Cove, and I do Feywild, and that usually gets me to most of the way through 9. And then I will usually round out my way to 10, and then maybe I'll take 10. And at 10, I'll do Temple of Elemental Evil. If it's a good party, do the nodes. But if it's not, just do the top 2, because they are ridiculous XP, especially if you have a party who can just split even a little bit. The second half is like 40,000 plus XP in like 6 minutes or less. It's ridiculous.
hissing and snarling rise up from the water below. This must be the troglodyte's main den.
That's... Oh no, a Famine Reaper.
Chief Zoth, progenitor of the eggs, has been slain.
But yes, there are... Like, so I usually end up skipping the ones that I should do in House K for the bank space. I usually end up skipping basically all the 7s you used to do.
The arches lies the way.
I'm trying to think, like the ones in House P, Gwylan Stand. I mean, I'd say I skipped the pit, which I used to do, but I always skipped the pit. I don't like it. Technically, I know how to do it, Not well, but I do know how to do it. And that I just don't like it. It's a pain. Oh, and Shadow Crypt, yeah. But Shadow Crypt's at a little bit higher level. Because Shadow Crypt's base level 9, right? So yeah, all the 7s and stuff
Extends deep into the rock behind this waterfall.
gets you to what? Gets you to basically 10. And then at that point,
This place has changed.
I can, once you're level 10-ish, you know, Temple of Elemental Evil gets you close to 11. Oh, you know, Temple of Elemental Evil and, as you mentioned, Vaughn. So it's like, okay, we got between Vaughn and the Temple, you're pretty good on level 8s. Like, what else are you going to do? Like, Slave Lords? There's not a lot of 8s. Like, there are some, but I rarely ever do 8s nowadays. I usually end up just hitting Vaughn, maybe hit Red Fens, and then go to Ravenloft early. I'm gonna let Idle here take care of dudes for me, because he has AoE, so I will pick off what I need to. And yeah, he's killing stuff. I'm just hitting stuff. Yeah, like Shadow Crypt is ridiculous. The only thing I found that comes close recently is oh oops. I thought we were splitting around. He thought I was going to run across the sides, which I probably should have done. Actually, the second part of Temple of Elemental Evil, the one where you fight Falrinth, is actually close to Shadow Crypt in XP. It's dumb. If you can split. If you can't split, it's still good, but not like Shadow Crypt good. But then again, Shadow Crypt is slower if you can't split too, so...
The stone here is clawed and torn.
Yeah, if you have someone do like Air Temple, and while someone's doing Air Temple, the other one is doing Fire and what? Fire and Water. Especially if you have D-Door to skip fights. It's really quick. Just like, hi, we have all 3 keys. Time to go fight the boss now. And the boss gives a lot of experience.
The air here is so cold that
We need to step on this to trigger the fight. Thank you.
The chill seems to have come from beneath.
And now it is time for him to come in and just like annihilate everything. Because I will kill everything eventually. But it might take me a little bit. Because, you know, single target. And I don't even have no holds barred yet. But, you know, once I hit 12, it's going to be a whole new world.
In the frozen light. This is Grey Garl's as the chest opens, a frigid wind sucks the last warmth of the room. Old Grey Garl has come. Bent with a despairing shriek,
See you when you get back.
Old Grey Garl dissolves like a pestilent vapor. The cold suffusing the air begins to fade.
Prove your worth. And yes, I know we're over level, but it's still good XP.
Behind this waterfall.
So prove your worth is actually not bad, especially since I can trap. I will be trapping a lot. Because hey, it's free XP. And now that I am not soloing, I can pause to trap, and I can trust him to move forward with things.
Of the
update our description here.
Will be
The loathsome orc captain of the ill fate stands before you.
Go get a couple stats going.
dismantle the rusty iron defenders. This is sure to be the first of many surprises.
Let's see if I can remember the right way. Is it this way? Nope. Nope. That way blows me up. That's Plague Reaper. Fortunately, he got stuck behind the Iron Defender.
An intricate system of ladders leads up.
Featherfall on.
Agility and physical endurance will be paramount in overcoming this challenge.
You need to pull a sick 180. Let's see. Another 180. Oh, looks like I got it wrong. That's fine. Nope, don't go back down on there. It's like, grab the ladder, please. Thank you. Like, just bouncing off the sides on my way down.
Your muscles are worn and weary from the fetid stench of sewer.
Off we go.
Fills your nostrils.
This is probably higher than I need to go, but... Oh, what? Rackham, prove your worth? It's kind of cool how it's got different stuff going on.
You survived the Warforged ambush.
Of course, I would feel it was less cool if I didn't already know the answer to the darts puzzle, because it is...
A series of levels
Yeah, it's a thing.
stop the walls, the floor, and the ceiling. Only your wit can solve this conundrum.
Alright, he's on it, which means I'm on trait breaking duty. Oh, he pulls the levers. I am, of course, not a great person to be on trait breaking duty, because I can't AoE them.
The challenge was no match for your sharp wit. The portcullis rumbles.
Oh yeah, I pulled up the wiki a bunch of times before I learned how to actually do it, and now I don't need the wiki anymore because I remember. But it took a lot of attempts before that was the case.
Rackham's Inferno will take precision and cunning to overcome. You have weathered Rackham's Inferno. A few burns and sweat coat your skin.
Yes, you can reset it. There's one more over here, maybe? No? Okay. I think I missed the trap. It's fine. Like, you were doing the talk and I'll let you finish up. Oh, okay. As we navigate through the boxes. Oh, the one that we were just in? yeah, taking that route is worth an extra like 1,500, and the trap bonus we got.
Small building stands curiously alone in the
Oh,
center
that's
of the
good to know. I don't think I've ever seen it bugged that way, but I will make sure to avoid it in the future. Party. There we go. But yeah, this one is another one that I got super lost in until I ran it like a couple times with the wiki up. Not just like following the wiki, like, you know how sometimes you're doing something and you're just going through the motions? It took me a couple times running this, like following the directions and paying attention to what the directions were while I did it. Like actually trying to remember it. As opposed to like just following along and assuming I'd follow along later. Like reading with the intention to learn as opposed to the intention to just get through it. And now I don't need the instructions anymore. So that's been nice.
The idol of Halach's legs are nearby.
Alright, hopefully I make my saves here. Because it's super annoying to just get earth grabs while the rest of them beat on you. There we go.
You have found the
Legs.
first piece of the idol of Halach.
And let's see. Now we go and we do the puzzle, then we drop, then we come back. So we're going to turn right here, come down here.
The enchanted mosaic here
This.
leads to the end of the drawbridge, then over the edge to the room below. The enchanted mosaic here leads up
And one of the
past
things that's so easy about it,
Halach's tail
especially as we were talking about earlier,
has been found.
with me being ranged, it's a lot of single mobs. Like, there's not a lot of groups in here. It's like, the biggest group, I think, is that set of earth elementals I just did. That's 4 of them. Everything else is like singles and pairs. So yeah, drop down, grab the thing, come back up. Now we cross the bridge. Now, this part coming up is always fun and hardcore, because everyone just kind of stares at each other, hoping someone else will do it. Or they all look at whoever has evasion, and it's just like, alright, have fun. Here's a resist fire buff. May the odds be in your favor. Of course, with the amount of health I have, I can actually stand to take a tick, but you saw that that hit me for 106 damage.
Piece has been located.
Because I failed to save. So, yeah. Alright. Main trick is that when you grab it, you don't keep going. You come back up through that. Alright. These wheels.
The wheels here
1,
clearly control
1,
what colors
1,
into the room
1,
containing the idol's
2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3. That should have been correct. Did I miss one? Did I think I clicked and I didn't? Let's see. Dot and spiral. I think I might have miscounted. Oh wait, I think it's 4. Yeah. It's 4 to each of these, not 3 to each of these.
The idol of Halach's
I didn't miscount, I misremembered.
nearly
Yeah,
complete.
it's 1 to this one and 4 to the
piece
others.
left to find.
And then of course we just need to kill this person. Actually, I don't. I'm pretty sure I can just pick that lock instead. But, you know.
Boss Karja collapses, cursing your ancestors.
Take them out while I still have stacks. Team Bew hitting for like 60 to 70 there is just nuts. Of course, it's because I have stacks up and it scales with ranged power, but shh, we don't need to tell anyone that.
The idol of Halach's head is nearby. A strange pedestal sits in the middle of this room.
And once again, we don't go that way. We reverse course.
Together the idol.
And we also don't touch that valve. That valve is for the other solution to that puzzle where you have like 2 people manning the valves and like, you know, one gets you forward and the other one then can pull the lever, but they're locked out, but the other one can get in, like that sort of thing. But if you have the key, you just skip all that entirely. Boom. 14k, 5 minutes.
Well done. The scoundrel's run is over.
This mine has not been worked since the pirates first claimed the cove. It now serves to separate pirate from peasant.
And we're off. Let's not go into the spider den. There we go. This one is another one that, if you have a really good memory, you can get a, you know, a blob of XP there at the end, but I do not do the puzzle. I cannot be bothered to do that massive puzzle. I kill the captain and get the key.
Moonlight shines down from an opening above.
And of course, this is a nice place to be ranged. And coming up, it'll be a nicer place to be a caster, and he will get to nuke all the things. Yeah, see? Everything gets nuked. Like the whales. Nuke the whales. Which, you know, we already did. You know, I forget if you actually need to pull this lever or not. What are you doing? Oh, there we go.
You notice a lever on the back of the ornamental statue.
Grab that. But yeah.
Chilling air gusts out. It smells of raw, bloody meat. You hear the noise.
Alright, you got it?
Farrier calls out to you. Do not touch anything.
Cannot be
One
picked,
wrong move
because
can
of
kill
course
me.
it
Please
can.
speak with me first.
Oh yeah. Tonight's been pretty chill. Did our 2s, did our 1s.
Voice calls out from the back of the room.
Got a variety of
Please come in.
things done, and
Bellows. How dare you interfere with me?
You defeated the captain and ended his illegal smuggling operation.
here we go. Grab our lockbox. Lever gets us out of the room, I believe. And we're off. How much XP is it to do the whole big puzzle? 2,500. If you had like a group of people who knew it and you could each take a corner, sure. But
You have freed Farrier Worley from the ancient prison.
there we go.
The current is drawn
So
into
what
an
did we
opening
do
in the
tonight?
rock, just
We
large
did-
enough to wiggle through.
We did Depths, we did Irestone, and then we hit all of Feywild and all of Three Barrel Cove except for Guard Duty, and I'm fine with skipping Guard Duty. we'll take down our element. So let's go and take 9 and look at our build for a little bit. And then we're going to find someone to raid. So you. Take me to the harbor. Alright, so we're going to take our 6th level of Ranger, which will be our last level of Ranger. And then it's going to be all rogue from here. So we're going to take heal, search, spot, concentration, and I guess we'll take listen. Because I'm going to have so many extra points as rogue that it doesn't actually matter. Alright, we got many shot, which we don't use. Oh, that's right, we have another feat. What is our planned feat here? Did I mess up my Ooh, I think I messed things up. Or not? How did I get... Okay. Feats. Martial. Alright, so I have precision, which is what I thought I would... Oh, of course. I was like, how do I already have that? It says... Yeah. Of course, I already have precision, because I took it at 6. I'm not taking level 6. I'm taking level 9. Which means... We're going to come up here to martial feats and take improved critical ranged, which is oddly early for me because I keep playing like caster-based inquisitives and they never have the base attack bonus to take improved critical at this level. So let's do a bit of our setup. Alright. We have 2 more points. We've gotten everything we want out of here. Like, there's nothing else we want here. There's nothing else we want here. We have our 7 points here. We can go one of 2 ways. We can either start going more into Deepwood Stalker to go up for Called Shot. Well, alright, we have 3 ways, really. We can come over here and start building towards Toxin Affinity, getting more Imbue dice. Or we can just come over here and get miscellaneous inquisitive things. The thing is, most of these aren't very good yet. Like, these do more stuff when you get, like, stacks of observation, but that requires me to manually use diplomacy at this level. Like, these aren't any good until you get that. And obviously, if I build up, like, if I put 10 more points in the tree, I get another Imbue die, and we get some of the stuff. Like, the T4 stuff is good, but, like, none of the T3 stuff is. Like, this is only 1 and 1. So, and, like even this is 1 and 1. So, there's no real point to going deeper into Inquisitive yet at the moment. So, I think we're going to start going into Assassinate, maybe? Either that or we just grab 1 Imbue dice here. But it's 3 points for 1 Imbue die, as opposed to here where it's 8 points for 3. So we can come here, we can just grab, put in 2 points like that, and then next point we'll grab an Imbue die. And then next level, we'll take those points out and we'll put them in here. So that does it for that part. And where is the thing? There's the thing. And of course, we get to pick our spells. We only have 2 slots. which means this is something that can be moved around. So we're going to go with Ram's Might, which is a 2 times bonus to damage, which is great. And we can either take Jump to make sure that we max that out. We can take Long Strider for the utility. We can take Merfolk's Blessing for the utility. Like, there's a variety of things that we can take. I think I'm going to take Resist Energy because it does not require a component. And that means I don't have to carry components. Camouflage? But why? Why do I need Hide? Like, there's the new archetype that when you cast Camouflage, it gives, I think it's a PRR or an MRR buff. But that's a T5 ability for sneaking. but I'm kicking down doors and shooting people in the face. I'm not sneaking. But yes, so here we are at level 9. We started today at level 6, so it was a pretty good stream in that regard. And thank you all for coming by and hanging out. Stream Tom is live, but he has like 90-something viewers. He doesn't need a raid. Oh, who else do we got? Let's check who's on. You know what? We've got a guy on Cannith doing R10s. I have not seen his stream before, but he's on the same server and he's doing some R10s. So let's jump over there. Yeah. We're gonna raid Asian Steve. Thank you all for stopping by and hanging out. I'm gonna toss you all over to Asian Steve. I do not know when my next stream will be because my schedule is kind of up in the air right now. But hopefully I will see you around then. And, yeah. It's been a good stream. Excellent. Good night.